You can't just 5-on-5 on this. It needs to be pick-off, in my opinion, for Virtus.pro, and then they take objectives.
Is that the early game you're speaking about? Because it does look...
The true carry, you want to be a little bit more static and just farming away.
Playing some back and forth going on with Ramses and Hakoda. This resource has been expended between the two. Like we did just see though, Frisk rotating mid. Do we believe that the Tiny can make a similar play? Because Lina is also someone that has a lot of damage at the early game.
This is what I was talking about before, that deep vision that's placed down. They know exactly where GPK is at all times. He wants to be sitting back. He wants to be farming. They're going for this Midas farming style. Vici aren't going to let them. And this is the big advantage that going for these beefy strength heroes allows you to do.
Yeah, it's a pretty big kill. They're going to be able to get the bonus gold from the Tombstone as well. When you're this far behind on Virtus.pro, you'll take anything you can get. And it also just kind of slows the game down a little bit. Flesh Golem, 100-second cooldown. Tombstone, 70-second cooldown. We've mentioned about the double Midas, but we haven't really spoken about the Vengeful Spirit. This hero going first item Aghanims does nothing for the first 18 minutes.
Yeah, you need to allow it to be greedy. So essentially you've got 3 greedy heroes. I mentioned that the way that Virtus.pro like to play is protecting those tier 1 towers as long as possible while pushing out their own. They haven't done that. They haven't taken any tier 1 towers. There's barely any damage at all that's been pumped into them. Eventually they're going to get rid of it.
See the smooth play from Virtus.pro. The rest of the team are coming over, so it's not the worst death if they can close the distance. They have the Doom ready to rock and roll for Ramsey. It's going to use it instantly. They need some extra control, though, to lock the Primal Beast into play. And in fact, the slows will hold the escape from the Primal Beast. So GPK, it's a big streak for him to find as well. Look at the positioning from Frisk. The sniper's now going to show Yarmich gets a jump in the toss back as well. Instantly into the LSA. They'll trade the 1-for-1 to start. Looks like that's all Virtus.pro are going to get out of this.
They're happy with that, and they also know that at least for the next 30 seconds they're not going to have that BKB disable, so it might mean that GPK, Ramses, they look to put themselves out in the lane a little bit deeper, look to shove it out, look to delay the game even further, because they know that, look, we could just pop the BKB in the absolute worst case scenario and be able to get away.
Hakoda's going to be a little bit cautious. Erica, close the distance for the reality rift. Drags back the sound. A couple of swipes. And the Conqueror's going to make him work for it. Ramses needs to step in to deal with the Phantasm.
Yoink.
Won't do so, but it will not. Erica still without the blame Frisk. She's going to jump in though. Snowball forward. DM can use the swap defensively. Do they want to continue to take the team fight? The Global Sun's going to get laid down, but Erica will use the BKB afterwards. She's able to continue to right click, but they need to address GPK. In fact, Alina just wants to get out. Virtus.pro not sticking around to continue with the team fight.
And all the while, XM, you know, it's only 1 kill, but you get the BKB out, you get the Global Silence being used, and you get XM taking more objectives away from Virtus.pro. He's going to back off in time, though, realizing that this is the sort of speed, again, that inner clock that these pro-level players have that enable you to know exactly how long it takes for them to make that movement to be able to defend their objectives. It's just tossing Yang away.
What is going on? Oh my. Alright, well, that with lead is continuing to slowly grow here for Vici. Try and claim the higher ground, anticipating Virtus.pro to retreat towards his area. They're going to be correct. They see Ramses, the chain control, not allowing him to get the BKB off as Vici Gaming. What an incredible read from them.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's all about that internal clock, right? They're not pushing mid. They're not defending their tier 2 top. There's no, tier 2 mid. No one's coming top. We got to get out on the Chaos Knight. And they had vision of him the entire time farming, but he just blinked out to the complete safety of the tier 2 tower. Really impressed with Vici. And they started yesterday 0-3, and I believe won every single game after that, and looking like they might look to continue that trend as well. XM even picked up the concussive grenade so that he's able to not necessarily rely entirely on the Tusk for a lot of his freedom. He can be a little bit more self-sustainable going into the Lincolns next as well. Not wanting to get caught by the swap.
I think one thing for Virtus.pro as the game continues to go on is that I mentioned before some of the issues they'll have in potentially if Vici Gaming can get these defensive items off to keep someone alive, but for Virtus.pro they can look to go swap instantly into the global silence, and then that can prevent like the toss snowball. So Frisk, I love this change up. He's going to go into the Your Scepter next, recognizing he needs a way to dispel the global, and what GPK down by the bottom outpost, look at this, straight on top of the Lina. The global silence will do nothing as Vici Gaming to surround the two members of Virtus.pro and blow them up.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hated the BKB on the Tusk either, just for the exact same situation that you mentioned. I do like some of the itemization from VP2 though. You've got the Ghost Scepter being brought up next by Yamich. It means that he's going to be able to go in. They're very physical damage oriented right now.
It's only Yang that can see at the moment. They're going to jump further to the left. How the Sniper's in trouble. Doom is out. Where's GPK to provide the damage to bring down XM? They're going to drag him to the middle with the snowball. DM will get the swap away. Finally, GPK is able to show up to provide the damage. XM will go down. Can they get more out of this though on Virtus.pro? GPK will attempt a Laguna Blade to blow up one, but it doesn't matter. The lean is so squishy. Erica and BAB will get on top of the cause and bring down Virtus.pro. And now they're trying to... Meanwhile, top lane, Erica and Yamich are kind of battling it out. No way he's able to step in. Finally, they'll get the silencer, and they'll also catch up to the Tiny. Now by the bottom tier 1 tower, Virtus.pro completely split on the map. Look at all the skirmishes we've got going on. BAB will kill off Yang. Ramses and GPK are nearby. Let's see if they want to step in. Ramses has got the ultimate to play with. They're going to miss on the LSA. Dan will still swap back one, but Virtus.pro, I don't think you can stick around now with XM showing up, and that's going to be the case. So GPK, as soon as they see the sniper, they're going to try and retreat and cut their losses, but Ramses will not be able to flop away safely.
Just took that little bit too long, didn't it? They're just not able to, again, man up and fight one-on-one. It's all about the pickoffs for Virtus.pro. Well, it just feels like they're going to take a little bit of time to still get some of these extra items that they see.
GPK, look at Frisk again. They're already tipping into the outpost. GPK will get the BKB off. So we're going to try and turn and solo kill Frisk. Reinforcements are starting to come for Virtus.pro. Yakota's the only one nearby though, and they get rid of the Lina. Oh, Frisk, another incredible read. This is what happens when you bring a man with this caliber onto your lineup. Just reading Virtus.pro with whatever movements they're trying to attempt.
Yeah, Tusk, one of the strongest heroes that we've seen so far in this TI, and it hasn't even been the main thing that they play. Most of the time it's Yang that's actually picking up the Tusk, so for them to have the flexibility of throwing it onto multiple heroes, it's a big benefit coming through from Vici.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You can't hold the high ground now without the Lina.
You need Lina.
Because the way for Virtus.pro is it's either a toss back to the barracks into a swap under the tier 4 tower and then you use global to blow one up, or you use swap into toss. That is the only way Virtus.pro are going to be able to defend high ground in Vici Gaming. They're going to make sure they don't even get the opportunity. As XM kills off the Tiny, BAB is going to move in forward as well just to enable the retreat. It's Vici Gaming, they'll turn to the second full set of barracks.
Yeah, they know that that toss is their only saving grace.
DM's going to use the swap defensively instead, and GPK TP's into the middle. It's a decent LSA. GPK, what? He blinked in, and he's going to drop the GPK's out. Virtus.pro are out in Vici Gaming. Wipe the floor in this game 1.
Yeah, it just felt to me like VP didn't have the answers. They felt like they were going a little bit too...
Five seconds remaining.
Gonna max out. They're gonna get a kill.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Without a doubt. Yay. Hello. Goodbye. Another easy freebie here for GPK. What a start. Oh,
where's the party?
Oh, maybe. Erica has used a lot of mana here for the Storm Spirit. And XM's gonna haste as well. Alright, well, GPK's gonna go down. Oh no, it's looking so good, but not to be. Ramsey will try and play around with the horn to get the kill onto Yang. They'll finally get the finishing blow, but XM, the cleanup crew with the sniper haste, they're trying to keep out. XM with the assassinate stops him short as Ramses will not live to see another day.
Just that instant changeover to get the mini stun from the assassinate, making sure that he's not able to get that TP away. Point blank as well. Getting rid of all of that travel time. Perfect rune to be able to make that rotation happen.
Such a turn of affairs there. From so good for Virtus.pro to just so bad from one power room.
At least Dakota died to a neutral creep. Didn't give up all of that extra golden experience away. So could be worse. Get some D.
What has helped to keep the Faces Void alive? They don't have the damage required to deal with another core on Vici Gaming. It's beautifully done. Virtus.pro, they show up with all the numbers, just keeping Team alive. Another ultimate that doesn't provide a kill from either side, but that is a big skirmish here for VP.
Oh, for sure. Enables them to get the kill again onto XM, already identifying him as the key component of how Vici Gaming are going to be able to open up the map even further and make these gank attempts with the Storm Spirit. They made the smoke rotation about to happen as that jump was happening, but it's just all about finding those key pickoffs again. Virtus.pro have a very significant and distinct style where they look to go for that.
What do we feel like Vici Gaming need to do in regards to itemization to help protect the sniper as this game goes on? Because Virtus.pro have just showcased how easy it is going to be for them to get on top of XM.
I mean, he's nearly got the BKB this time, right? He's going it much sooner than he did in the previous game, just because they have multiple ways to get in on top of him. The Static Storm, the Glimpse, makes things just that little bit more difficult. So at least this time they've got those heroes that can gap close. It enables the Disruptor to have a much more free game where you're not just dying for free every single team fight. Really going into the Blink Dagger as well on Frisk, about halfway there. So obviously isn't having as exceptional of a game as he did last time around, where he was able to get our MVP award, but does mean that
they know roundabout where he is, though. They know roundabout where he is. Ramses. Let's see if he's going to be taking enough for the reinforcement to show up, and no one is TPing in. Ramses will go down. Great read from Vici Gaming, knowing exactly where the Spectre was.
Yeah, I think they've watched a few Ramses replays in their time. This is his home, this triangle camp area. He loves to play in this, especially on heroes like the Spectre, like the Nature's Prophet. So it just comes to an understanding of not just the heroes that you're playing against, but who you're playing against. And Vici Gaming read Virtus.pro like a book there.
Now look at all the vision they have around mid. They can stick around to try and secure another tier 2 tower here for Vici Gaming. Slowly cutting this net worth lead. And Vici Gaming, they're not home at the moment. They don't have this high ground control. Smoke to the pop, GPK gets who he's on! Onto the snipe, Pop and XM! Where'd he go? Into the snowball. XM is protected for the moment. The big giving inside to GPK on the left side as well. They're going to try and target down the storm trip. They've got the damage to blow him up, but still XM is completely isolated until BAP jumps in with the black hole, but Sniper will still go down. The buybacks are coming out from Vici Gaming. They've got to be cautious though. It's a heavy investment into the team fight, and they don't have the ultimate to come out on top in round 2. As Virtus.pro will charge on forward over to Erica next. Block inside the shards. XM to the northern side. They need to get on top of the sniper, and Yamich recognizes his role. Blinks directly over to XM. The rest of the team, they're not following up, and XM just freely pummeling him from the northern side. Look at the damage for the sniper. Triple kill for XM, and they don't have the response.
They don't have the response, and Roshan's up in 14 seconds, so they're pinging it out completely. You've now got the level 25 as well on XM, so he's able to stand.
You need a place to take a team fight. They might look attempt now with the double damage rune.
Not there yet.
Gonna zip him. Make sure they don't group up because the Black Holes are the ready. BAB off to the right side, but they brought down the Snapfire. Yamich stuck in the middle with the Static Storm. It's onto the face of Void, but BAB is gonna try and move him forward, but he went straight into the Static Storm. So BAB steps out to the right, lays down the ultimate for the Ravage, stops him short, and now they're on to XM. He's pushing it back and forth, the concussive grenade to get some distance, the tentacles to hold them down, but no one's right-clicking the sniper. It's Vici Gaming, multiple heroes buying back to look to take the team fight. Yamich off to the right, they will not be able to cancel the TP. Another heavy investment out of Vici Gaming. BK is going to be able to catch out Yang, forces a reaction from Frisk. Because if they group up, Yakota's going to try and find an angle for the solo Chronosphere. Getting rid of the Static Storm throughout the team fight. Now Erica's going to jump forward onto DM. The rest of Vici Gaming slow to connect. DM should be able to escape with the blink back up. They do have a great ward in the river. So Vici Gaming know exactly where Virtus.pro retreating out to, and Erica is going to continue the chase. They're alone at the moment here. The rest of Vici slowing down to follow up with Erica, still moving on forward. Where's the help coming through from DM? It's just a 1v1 at the moment. I think DM might be okay though.
I don't think they're afraid at all on Vici as long as that disruptor is in the grave. If he's dead, they're just going to keep moving on forward. That's the only way they feel they're going to lose these team fights is with a fantastic static storm like we've seen out of Coda. That's why that pickoff was so huge. It's going to allow them to move out onto the map with complete freedom, especially knowing that he would have TP'd all the way back to base on DM. There's just no lockdown.
Oh, they've got an arcane rune. Big rune for Raiden to play with it. Looks like Yamich even setting up for a pickoff. Oh, they got vision of him. Great reactions.
What's the vision look like now for Virtus.pro? Just that one ward on the high ground next to where Hakoda died previously.
They got the high ground vision. They see exactly where XM is and look at DM with the Ravage. Sets up for the static storm. The double Ravage as well. It's Vici out of the count. They can surround on the second. Rose put to the northern side by the pit. They'll deal with the Enigma. And Erica, he's by himself. Vici Gaming, they're starting to rejoin the fight. Off the back of the buyback, the corner sphere's out. They'll be able to deal with the Undying, but the reincarnation means that it can come back and set up for Virtus.pro to clean up this game.
Full on retreat again. Again, multiple buybacks being used, and this isn't what you want to get out of your Aegis timing. They've just got it down to the absolute second on Virtus.pro and punishing the fact Frisk can TP all the way back to base.
I'll never see this coming.
That'll happen just because he's still holding on to these boots of speed in the windlace. It really does feel like something along the lines of the Tranquil boots would have allowed him to just stay back out on the map, instantly go in. What a great Ravage. He actually time walks back.
He's jumping tombstone leisurely. This guy does not give a damn. GPK. Zip in onto Erica. Static storm as well. Faces way. He needs help and he's not going to get it. And DM is ready to go with the second round of the Ravage off to the left side. They need a way to get onto XM and DM. Which attempt to BKB buying XM some time. The Wind Waker now inside the black hole to the Spectre. They're trying to continue to pummel into Ramsey, but somehow they haven't got the damage. Erica tries to get into the middle. Finally, the Chronosphere's out. Clipping onto the Storm Spirit. Where's the damage coming through? XM's in trouble. Trying to get away with the Silver's Edge. Look at Gunter Grenade as well. XM just forced to stand his ground. Lamada, but they'll secure the kill. And the Virtus.pro going to Frisk. 3 down without a buyback. This might be all she wrote. It's Virtus.pro will send us to a game 3. What a final fight to do it. BAB will drop and Erica the sole survivor, but not for long. So started the fight off successfully, but let's see if they can continue all that on for more. As Erica's even going to show up as well with the metamorphoses, and all of a sudden Virtus.pro, they're completely surrounded. GPK lands the Requiem, sending Vici getting packing, but the damage, that's the thing in question. Because all of a sudden VP, they committed for the team fight. They knew exactly what was going on, but they don't have the answers as Vici gains the standing skill. He recognizes there's no escape. He TP'd in, and that is exactly what XM needed to bring himself back into this early game.
Oh, you just saw on the camera as well. He was a little bit more concerned with, all right, how's he set with the Aegis, with the second life. They could get BAB, that'd be big.
He's got Frisk standing off to the right side. Glimpse the rupture combo.
Perfect.
Extra damage. Bit of a streak as well for Ramses to claim, and they're going to be thinking about Roshan. They're starting to move towards that direction. They got the... Oh, yeah. They got should help. The help of the Wraith Pack, that extra damage. They'll probably be able to find it.
Yeah, I mean, they can't do anything. They got the sidekick. You probably don't even need to pop the Unleash for this one on Yamich, who, I mean, he's going to eventually scale on his own. Going first item BKB. I much prefer Marcy's that look to scale like this. Gone are the days, in my mind, of the Aether Lens as Frisk. Can he make it in place?
Coming, he's going to find an angle! The instant static storm! Dakota stops intercepting Virtus.pro, but the Chain Frost is bouncing back and forth. The damage is enough to at least get the Bloodseeker, but Vici Gaming unable to claim the Aegis. The static storm from Dakota was perfect. Frisk did not have an opportunity to use the chain control, and now they can chase down Yang as well. We're going to step on out, escaping the ground. Wait if they can continue.
Drop the pipe.
Dakota, he's going to move on forward with the Glimmer Cave. Fishes off the mark and Frisk jumps in. GPK's got an opportunity to try and block the BKB along with the Requiem. The damage is not there as Erica is going to try and stand his ground, but the Terrorblade, it just doesn't have the items to be able to combat Virtus.pro. It's Vici Gaming. They need to reevaluate if they can continue on with the team fight. They're trying to target down Yarmich, but they won't even get the kill. They'll turn to DM instead, but again, the Visage, no one's dying on Virtus.pro. The raid pack keeping them alive, but finally, Visage will go down and Vici need more. They bought back. Can they get anything more out of it though? It looks like that will not be the case as VP duck into the tree line and TP out. Oh. GPK is going to jump in onto the Terrorblade, but the damage is not enough. Glimmer Cave protecting Erica for the moment. They will turn to blow up BAB regardless, though. DM's damage with the familiars. Oh my.
Yeah, that plus the sidekick, it just does a little bit too much. And well, they're going to continue to play around this Roche pit. Vici, they'll have about a 15-second window when Roshan's up, and they still don't have BAB. They really don't want to expend the buyback on him. He's drifted far too low on the net worth, and well, at least in the meantime, Erica, he's able to take the mid-tier 2.
Observer placement, look at the read as well with the scan. They know exactly where he smokes the pop. It doesn't get the BKB off first. No hesitation with the Echo Slam. It's a big kill for Vici.
Arcane Blink level 25 Requiem with a sheep stick and a refresher, right? So what are you meant to do against that?
The perfect starting storm. It baited the familiars. They're even going to get the Terrorblade as well, who doesn't have a buyback. What a jump from Virtus.pro. Dakota was ready and waiting.
Yes, he was. And well, how close are they to the buyback? 310 gold. I mean, if the bottom lane's able to push in, maybe they get a little bit of this gold from the creeps. Someone might be considering TPing back, GPK in particular, but he's refreshed. He wants to be able to come back in and pick someone else off as they go for this push.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
2 seconds. Ping's coming back. Doesn't look like anyone wants to commit fully with this though. As the rain racks down.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
It's a big wave, yeah. The catapult coming through. Have to go address that. Oh, he's got a timeless rally. He's going to try and jump in once again. We're going to try and provide the vision, but Roche, it's been claimed already. Erica's in, Meta's out, but the Static Storm, there's no way to lock them into place. Vici Gaming got to look to reposition to Radiant's triangle. They need a high ground to fight around, but Radiant, they've got full vision of the area. They know exactly where they're looking to play. It's Erica, tossed back into the middle, but they haven't got the damage at the moment to deal with the Terrorblade. They're avoiding him at all costs. Look at a kite to the left side as Dian's falling low. A use of the Aghanim shot's going to keep him alive for the moment, but Erica, he just turns to deal with the Bloodseeker. Instead, it's Ramses. He can't right-click anyone. And Bash finally coming out to last second as Erica, the Sundry needs a target, but the Bashes, left, right, and center coming out for the Bloodseeker will put a stop to that attempt from Vici Gaming. They got close to being able to kill off the Bloodseeker, but they just didn't have the damage in the tank.
Yeah, they got the one line
Still sticking around. Yarmich though, look at the tree rolling. Dakota tries to jump in as well. No one else is nearby for Virtus.pro, so both supports are going to go down. But can they get out with their own lives here on Vici Gaming? As GPK is going to jump into the middle. Aeon just protecting Frisk for the moment. It's going to look to path his way through the tree line and get the blink out. Off to the other side though, Yang does go down. They're not even done at Frisk. Dakota, beautifully done. The glimpse catching out Frisk. They don't have a buyback here on the Earthshaker as well as Virtus.pro. They can just walk it down and claim the series now.
They can indeed. No buybacks on 3 heroes. You're going to need to commit it on the Terrorblade. Oh man, it's going to be him against the world. It's going to need to be maybe a little bit too deep of a dive, VP. They're going to just look to rally around, not wanting to get caught out with those tosses back. And well, he's standing off to the side.
They see him. And he pop refresher as well in case there's anyone else that wants to face check the fight.
He found him as well.
The second one off the left side. He sees the Terrorblade. They've got the vision. A dieback on area.